if I was sitting in front of the annual conference today, what would I say? And I've gone back and thought a lot about references that we've made to, for example, like canoeing the mountains a couple years ago of, nothing in front of us looks like what's in our rear view mirror. Today doesn't look like yesterday and tomorrow won't look like today. Everything that we're doing today is in unfamiliar territory. We've kind of overused that word unprecedented, but I can't think of a better word. These are unprecedented times. And who would have ever thought that we would have a postponed annual conference, general conference, and a jurisdictional conference, and a pandemic. None of us have ever led during a pandemic. I actually wrote my friend Susan Beaumont this morning and asked if she'd ever considered writing an epilogue to her book. Because her book about leading in liminal times, it was so prophetic, but that was pre-COVID. And, think about the words I'm using: pre-COVID, post-COVID, during COVID. We didn't have that kind of language before. But I think that one of the things that we know is the constant in our world, which is, I wonder if the world would be so different if we all could remember that while these might be unprecedented times to us, that they're not unprecedented to God, that God has paved the way. And I keep saying any chance I get that God has been already in all of our tomorrows. So that assurance, that blessed assurance, that sacred assurance that God is with us during a pandemic. And now as we're facing sort of this racial injustice and oppression across the country, as horrible as it is, God is still with us. And that, as people of faith, is the one thing that we can hold on to that can bring us hope. And so I think I'm not sure that I would actually say anything much different than that. Pre-post COVID, pre-post protests, because I think the word would still be a word of hope, a word of promise that God is with us no matter what. Remember, our theme is, I will be with you to the end of the age, day after day after day. Nothing changes about that. Regardless of our circumstances, God is still with us. It's a little harder. And it's certainly for a lot of our pastors, these have just been extraordinary times that have called for us to do some things that we never imagined that we would know what and how to do. But God is still with us, and God will be with us day after day after day.